BlackRam 313 back at it again. You know why? It's because this is therapeutic, man. Back again with another video, hence another therapy session. Today's topic and title is, wait a minute. This is a debate. A debate between me and an android, a robot, SimpBot 6000, a certified defender of gynocentrism and a proud simp. We're here today to discuss his thoughts, or I can say programming, on the nature of modern day relationships. So introducing my debate opponent, SimpBot. Hello, SimpBot.
Hello, BlackRam.
So let's get right into the debate. For the audience, SimpBot, state your first argument.
BlackRam, you talk about dealing with multiple women. Now, a grown man doesn't deal with multiple women. He deals with one woman in multiple ways.
I can respond to that, SimpBot. That was rather clever, cute even. But I'll say this. I have never and never will say that the amount of women that a man deals with is indicative of his manhood or maturity. In fact, I'll even say that it is no indicator of a man's manhood whether or not he deals with a woman at all. And I will not say, however, that dealing with more than one woman is antithetical to manhood either. It's a matter of choice. I will not be shamed into monogamy. For me, 2 is better than 1, and I am a grown man. And my manhood has nothing to do with how many women I deal with or dealing with a woman at all. I am self-defined. Next statement, SimpBot.
Okay, BlackRam. Now, single mothers are for grown men only. Only a real, mature, and good man has what it takes to deal with a single mother.
Wow, SimpBot, you have some amazing programming. Now, I can spot at least 3 and possibly more classic logical fallacies and fallacious argumentations here. One is called the no true Scotsman's fallacy. Also, a false equivalence and a false definition here. Now, these types of logical fallacies attempt to make generalizations and alter definitions to oppose any counter argumentation. In typical simp and succubi fashion, you are defining good not in an objective term or in objective terms, but quite subjectively, in that good is only that which serves in a succubus's best interest, even at the expense of others. You are speaking also of maturity here, SimpBot. I say that a mature male values himself by putting his own self-interest first in regards to the female he deals with, especially in this modern day environment. It is not in his best interest mentally, financially, emotionally, or physically to put oneself in such a situation of wifing up a single mother, not to mention the possible conflict with the baby daddy or baby daddies. The biological father most of the time is there and can pose a problem. Not to mention the countless other variables that exist that may hinder the progression of a man's life. Wifing up a single mother is a huge liability, to say the least. Maturity and choosing to be a stepdad has no correlation. In fact, myself and others, we can make the case for the opposite. In my opinion, it is not wise to take on someone else's burdens at the high expense of yourself. So then it can be said that stepfatherhood is for the immature and low self-esteemed only when you apply reason to such an equation. Go ahead with your next argument, SimpBot.
If a woman cheats it's a man's fault. It's something lacking on his part of the relationship. Therefore, the man should take responsibility for the failure of a relationship.
Wow, SimpBot. You are truly, truly gynocentric and truly, truly a simp. I'll respond to that, SimpBot. I see a false dilemma here in your argumentation, SimpBot. Your statement lacks a certain internal consistency. You are looking at only one side of the equation here. Do I sense a biased SimpBot, a pre-programmed bias? Could it be that her cheating is a character trait and a character flaw? Now I have a question, SimpBot. Can someone influence you to do or be something that you are not? Can a person be influenced in a way that is not consistent with their very own character without the threat of force? And if the answer is yes to any of those questions, then can you label such a person strong and independent? A cheater is who she is, not what she becomes based on circumstances, because you must be such before doing such. It's a choice for her to cheat. No situation or circumstances are necessary. Cheating is a product of character, not a product of a situation. A cheater cheats. It's who you are. Again, not what one becomes through circumstances. Now, the mature response to any relationship problem or problems, if one feels that there is something lacking in the relationship, the idea is to communicate such. And if the issues are not resolved, then one is only left to leave such said relationship in an amicable way. Anything more or less than that is most uncivilized, SimpBot. But go ahead on with your next argumentation, SimpBot.
The woman is God. You all came from her, got your name from her. You are nothing without her.
All right, SimpBot, I will give you a response to that statement. Now, I don't believe that you're programmed to understand the Bible, SimpBot. So I would not use such to rebuttal your particular polemic. So instead, SimpBot, let's look at nature itself. Now, in the very least, when we use the term God, we can think of one that is self-sufficient in every way, not needing aid in any way, truly strong and truly independent. So if she is God, then why is her hypergamy so prevalent and pervasive? Why does she often scream of her need and desire for provision and protection from someone else besides herself? Now, looking at nature, while pregnant and nursing, she is completely dependent on others, not only for her survival, but also the survival of her offspring. So where is the God in that? So then by your logic, SimpBot, God is someone who needs protection and provision. Doesn't sound like God to me. Doesn't sound like strong to me. No, what this sounds like is someone that is beggarly, weak, and very dependent to me, SimpBot, upon the government and males. Go ahead on with your next statement, SimpBot.
Men need to put their woman first. A real man serves his woman, and his job is to make sure she is always happy.
SimpBot, I find it amazing that you have been programmed to define manhood itself. Now let me respond to that, because this is a typical female and simp talking point. Who programmed you is very, very clear. Now, en masse, especially in the blue pill world, but en masse, men desire to see their woman happy. However, missing from this equation is the man's desires and his happiness. I believe it is she who is created to serve, but I won't go there. That point is often even too much for the thinking men on YouTube. But I'll say this, if she focused even a fraction of her thoughts and actions on his happiness as she does on her own, then many relationships will fare better overall. This is just a dream, though, due to her inherent solipsistic nature. And I never personally met a guy who did not want his woman to be happy. But there are some who are not willing to do this at the expense of their own souls to do so. I'll rest my argument there, SimpBot. In fact, SimpBot, do you have any more thoughts or any more statements?
Informational, illogical argumentation overload. SimpBot cannot dispute. SimpBot self-destruction in T-3 seconds. 3, 2, 1. BlackRam, who hurt you? You are stupid. Get as you live alone in your mama's basement. You are ugly and broke. No woman wants you anyway. You are just mad because you're single and lonely. You don't have a woman in your life. You haven't met the right woman yet.
Wow, SimpBot. You spazzed out. A complete breakdown. Extremely similar to the talking points of simps and the succubus combined. When they can make no rebuttal, when they can make no argumentation, they seek to call you by names, to insult you, and to attack your character, to lie and make assumptions. Again, SimpBot, I see your programming. And these are your opinions, SimpBot, but none of those statements have anything to do with my arguments. In fact, those statements show that you are most illogical. And although you are programmed to be sophisticated, intellectual, strong, and independent, those words are just an attack on the person, called an ad hominem attack, because you cannot debate such reason and logic. And without the intellect to put up a decent argument, again, you resort to name calling, typical of the simp and succubus alike. Thank you, SimpBot, for illustrating that point for us. You have been beaten, and you probably need to go back to your maker and be reprogrammed. Like the video, subscribe to the channel, hit that notification button so that you will not miss a BlackRam 313 video. In the description box is a link to my second channel. Also, a link to the Patreon page, check me out, and also a link to the PayPal account. And until next time, be well. This is BlackRam 313, and I'm out.